Amplify Daily number 68. I am walking you through an update on part two. How did we do on our 24-hour activation at South by Southwest? All right, so if you didn't catch yesterday's video, and if you're not familiar, South by Southwest is a huge global technology film and music festival that takes place in Austin, Texas every year. And I'm on the global South by Southwest Tech Advisory Council, which means that I'm one of a small group of folks who helps to judge all of the different startups that request to be on the South by Southwest pitch stage. So I help to select who's going to be on that stage for the competition. I also recommend judges who are going to be at that. So I get a free platinum badge to attend South by Southwest every year. And with my membership organization, which I started back in 2015, I'm Black in Tech. We have close to 6,000 people across 16 countries who've raised and generated close to $500 million in their startups. And I usually will host a mixer for I'm Black in Tech every year. And this year I decided to wait to the last minute. And I decided literally the day before I was coming to South by that I was going to host an event. And so 24 hours out, I decided I'm hosting a 40-person mixer. Let me give you the update on how we did. Now, let's be clear, y'all. I do not recommend that you try this at home and wait to the last minute at a huge festival with tons of competition, a bunch of different events happening at the same time, to try to, from a different city, decide you're going to host a 40-person private brunch for for a membership community. But that's exactly what I did. So what my strategy was, I talk to y'all about attraction-based marketing all the time. What my strategy was, to really think about what was going to be interruptive, that I could have people to pay attention and get not just people, but like high quality people in a room with less than 24 hours notice. Because I told you I was going to be 24 hours notice. I didn't. I ended up needing to get on my flight. I didn't get an email out for this until close to noon, which meant that that was less than 24 hours notice for an event that was happening at 11 a.m. the next day. So what I had my team do was put up a simple one-page site. This is it, with so founder meetup at South by Southwest, the location, date and time, 11 to 1, not just the start time. I wanted a clear window. It's 11 to 1, right? So you don't think you can just come whenever. It's over in 2 hours, in and out. Private location. Instead of just saying to be announced, we have a location. It's private. So we want to just communicate that. And then South by Founder Meetup at South by Southwest is a peer curated, invitation based private networking brunch. If you're reading this, you're invited to consider and be considered for. Okay. So I send this email out to my a few people, a few different groups. Number one, I sent a private email out directly to a group of about 15 Black VCs who lead 50 to $100 million funds, who I'm directly connected with. And after I sent out that email to that group of us together, I then reached out to each one of them with an individual personal text message and invited them to come out. Out of that group of 15, I had two that said, oh, yeah, I am here in town for South by, would love to come out, right? So that's two out of those 15 that are going to be there in that room. And I ran into a third at South by yesterday and ended up, he's still fundraising. I ended up taking him to a wine sommelier tasting event with a very, very high net worth person who I know here in Austin, who just happened to be hosting something. I thought it'd be a really good fit for my guy to be in that room. So I took him by that room, and he got a chance to make some great contacts. And more than likely, he'll be at the brunch today as well. So that'll be three if he's able to make it. So that'll be three people who are the 50 to $100 million Black VCs confirmed inside that 24 hours. Secondarily, I sent out email to my I'm Black in Tech email list of about 5,000 people or so. Now, I only email them at this point like a couple times a year because we're not doing active stuff, usually around South by And if there's another big event that's happening during the year, I'll email them and let them know. Or if I've got updates like opportunities, I'll email something out. But once or twice, 3 times a year is what I email now, and we still get about a 40% open rate on those emails. So I sent it out, had a number of people message me back right away. Hey, Thomas, thanks so much. I'm in town. I am going to RSVP. I appreciate it. So I got a number of people who started RSVPing from that. Third, I also partnered with a guy named Harold Hughes, who's really, really well known in the black tech space, definitely around big black tech events. He informally, he's just kind of like the mayor, right? And so he runs an incubator called Black at Labs. So it'll be Black at South by Southwest, Black at Afrotech, Black at Collision Conference. So where the black techies for any big conferences going on, you jump on the Telegram thread, the Black at Telegram thread, and it's very active. Everybody knows where everybody is. So Harold sent out the event on that particular Telegram thread, and we had a number of people also who came from that. So a handful of really strategic places to create a lot of energy, and that's how we got things moving for this particular event. And everybody was sent to this same spot. So when you land here, you got two opportunities. Either you can confirm attendance or nominate an attendee. Naturally, everybody went here first, and I wanted them to. I wanted them to come here and see if you were invited to attend directly by an Black and Tech founder or partner. Please input the invitation password you received. I don't have a password. How come? Don't have a personal invitation with a password? Just click the nominate an attendee link and submit your RSVP request. Okay, well, I don't have a password. Let me close this out. Oh, nominate an attendee. Oh, I see I can nominate myself. Boom. Now that's how I want people to move through the process, right? I want them to actually come up against a blockade and say, oh, I don't have a password. There are people who do. I'm not one of them. I want them to say that because that creates some scarcity, that creates some intrigue for them to now want to be in the room. I want to occur differently from every other South by Southwest social or brunch that's going on at the same time where anybody can come. You don't even just RSVP or just pop in. I want to occur different. I want them to want to come because they don't know that they can come yet. And I haven't sent out the email yet to let them know what the location is or if they've been approved. They're going to get that, excuse me, somewhere around 8:30 in the morning with a couple hours notice so that they can be kind of excited, on edge, and know, okay, good, I've been approved. And so their guests who they put down the guest names, they won't get the email until around the same time. And as we scroll down the page, some clear narrative for what the event is about. Sponsor, event host, event partner, catered by, libation. So now they know there's gonna be some food, there's gonna be some libation there. So just some simple cues that have this look like a nice event. And ultimately, that was the simple strategy to create an attraction-based frame that had people, instead of just getting an invite to another brunch that's going on, I wanted them to get something that was clear and specific and different that would have them actually say, well, what's this? I actually want to be here. This looks like something that's different from what everybody else is doing. So the results inside of less than 24 hours, actually less than the 12 hours, got 16 RSVPs from the nominating attendee forum, which is the folks who nominated themselves. Of those 16, 13 of them, part of the RSVP process was in order to submit your RSVP request, you had to nominate at least one other person to attend who you thought would be a great addition to that room. So of the 16 people who nominated themselves, 13 of them submitted a second name. That means that 29 names were submitted for RSVPing for attending today's event. There were 6 people who filled out the password form. Those 6 people, the reason why they were able to fill out the password is they were actually personally invited by either myself or by Harold. And of those 6 people, all 6 of them submitted a second name. So that means that there were 29 people total who submitted the nominating attendee, who came in through the nominating attendee form. And there were 12 names total that came in through the through the VIP invitation based form. That means there are 41 total RSVPs that came in. The event is for 40 people. Um, that's my max. I'd like for there to be 30 to 40 in the room. If you got 41 RSVPs, you can expect probably 22, 23 people to come if it's like a reasonably interesting event. If they're really, really intrigued, which good chance they might be for something like this, might get as many as 30 people who attend. So there are a couple other folks who I'm going to invite personally, excuse me, this morning. But my goal here, if we end up with at least 20 people in the room, I'm happy with that. Anything less than 20, like I'd be a little bit disappointed. If we end up with 30, that's solid. If we have a full 40, that would be crazy. We'll see what happens. But again, my range is like in between 20 and 30. I think that's a win for a 24-hour promotion in the middle of South by Southwest. I will keep y'all updated tomorrow. Amplify Daily.